So you want to waste your life? Fine, I'll help you out. It's so easy that even you can pull it off, and you're probably already halfway there. Let's start. The first one is the easiest because it sounds responsible. You wait until you feel ready, you hold off until the motivation arrives, and then you start. So you promise yourself you'll begin the workout when you feel like it, and write the thing the moment inspiration shows up. The catch is that the feeling almost never comes first. For most things worth doing, the motivation arrives after you start moving, not before. So when you wait to feel ready, you've quietly agreed to wait forever and you get to feel responsible the entire time you do nothing. It's the most respectable way to never start anything in your life. The next one is for the planners. You keep everything on the someday list. This one looks like dedication. You prepare for the thing endlessly instead of starting it. You research the course for a month instead of taking it. You build the perfect color-coded plan, and then you build a slightly nicer version of the plan. Preparation feels productive and it's wonderfully safe, because a plan can't reject you and a draft can't fail you. The real thing can. So you stay in the warm bath of getting ready, you call it progress, and somehow the start date is always next Monday. And next Monday has been politely on its way for about 3 years now. Then there's my personal favorite. You live the whole thing in your head instead of out in the world. You run the hard conversation 40 times before bed and never once have it for real. You imagine the worst possible outcome so vividly that your body reacts like it already happened, and you quietly decide that was basically the same as trying. Thinking feels like doing. It really doesn't. You can rehearse an entire life and end up having lived almost none of it, exhausted from a day where nothing actually happened. You were busy the entire time, just never with anything that leaves the house. Here's another one, and it's a generous one. You hand your life to other people, politely. You say yes to everything, so that nobody is ever disappointed in you, not even for a second. You take the shift you didn't want. You go to the thing you were dreading, and you smile the whole way through. Do that for long enough, and something strange happens. You slowly lose track of what you actually want, because every slot in your day is already full of what somebody else wanted. You become very easy to be around and very hard to find, even for yourself. And the cruel part is that the people you bend over backward for can usually feel it anyway, so you pay the full price and don't even get the thing you paid for. This next one is almost too easy these days. You never let yourself be bored. Not for 10 seconds. The moment a gap opens up and you're alone with a quiet mind, you reach for the phone and you fill it. Even a short wait in a checkout line feels unbearable now without a screen in your hand. The wasted hours add up, sure, and there are a lot of them. The quieter damage is that you slowly lose the ability to sit with yourself at all, and almost every interesting thought you'll ever have needs a little boredom to show up first. Kill the boredom, and you quietly kill those too. The best ideas tend to ambush you in the shower or on a walk with no headphones, exactly because there's finally nothing else filling the space. Then we have a beautiful one. You keep your goals nice and vague. You never actually define what you want. You say you want to get in shape, which conveniently never has to mean 20 push-ups before coffee tomorrow. You want to get your life together, which never quite means calling the dentist back by Friday. You keep it all right there, fuzzy and enormous. Vague goals are perfect because you can never fail at them. There's no finish line to miss. Of course, there's also no finish line to cross, so you get to wander in their general direction for years and never arrive anywhere. A goal you refuse to make specific is really just a wish you get to feel bad about. Specific is terrifying because specific can be measured, and measured can come back as failed. So you keep it soft, and you stay exactly where you are. Here's a sophisticated one for the ambitious. You keep all your options open. You never fully commit to the job or the relationship because committing means closing a door, and a closed door might mean you miss something better. So you keep everything loose and provisional, and you hedge. It looks like the apartment you never quite decorate because you might move soon, or the 3 different hobbies you're each a little bad at, because going deep on one would mean giving up the other 2. The trouble is that nothing good ever gets built on a maybe. Depth only shows up after you commit, once you stop keeping one foot out of the door and actually sink into the thing. Keep your options open forever and you get the saddest version of freedom, a wide and shallow life full of half-started things, with not one of them deep enough to matter. And here's one that feels like self-care. You numb the edges every single night. The day ends, you're a little tired and a little dissatisfied, so you take the edge off. A couple of drinks or a few hours of scrolling that you won't remember in the morning. It's completely harmless on any given evening. The thing is, that low background dissatisfaction is information. It's the quiet signal that something needs to change. And every night you numb it, you're hitting snooze on the one alarm that might have actually woken you up. Do that for years and you stop hearing it at all. And here's the quietest one of all, and probably the most dangerous, so stay with me. You settle for fine. Not for a bad life, just a perfectly tolerable one. The job that pays the bills and bores you a little more each year. The relationship that's fine, in the way a beige wall is fine. You don't dread your Monday, you just feel a little grey about it, and grey turns out to be survivable forever. Misery at least pushes you to move. Fine doesn't. Fine is comfortable enough that you never quite leave, and it will hold you in the exact same spot for 10 years while you tell yourself you really can't complain. The worst parts of most lives are the quiet ones. They're the okay things people stayed inside of because changing them looked like more trouble than it was worth. And the last one ties the whole thing together. You study the problem instead of ever touching it. You watch the videos. You read the book about the thing instead of doing the thing. You take the careful notes and feel the small hit of progress, and then you change absolutely nothing. Which, yes, includes this. You are currently watching a video about wasting your life, and there's a real chance you opened it instead of doing the exact thing you've been avoiding. I'm not going to pretend I'm above any of that. I made this instead of doing something too, so here's what every item on that list quietly shares. Not one of them feels like wasting your life while you're doing it. Every one of them is reasonable and comfortable in the moment, and underneath, each is just a way to dodge a small, specific discomfort right now. The discomfort of starting before you feel ready, or of letting someone be a little disappointed in you. Everything else on the list is a variation on that same flinch. Add up enough of those tiny dodges, and that's the whole picture. A wasted life is mostly just an accumulation, 10,000 comfortable little choices, each one easy to forgive, slowly adding up to years you don't remember agreeing to. Nobody chooses a wasted decade on purpose. You just choose the comfortable thing on a Tuesday, and then you choose it again the next Tuesday, and the quiet little Tuesdays stack up into a whole life. And no, you're not going to beat this. You won't wake up one day as a person who always takes the harder option. The few people who never waste a single second are exhausting, and you genuinely don't want to be one of them. You'll feel the pull toward comfortable every single day for the rest of your life. The only win actually on offer is a small one. It's catching yourself in the middle of one of these, just one of them, and choosing the slightly less comfortable thing. Starting before you feel ready, or sitting in the boredom instead of reaching for the phone. Not every time, because that's a fantasy. Just a little more often than yesterday. So if you'd like to keep wasting your life, the move here is obvious. Don't subscribe. Close this and go do something nice and comfortable. And if you don't want to keep wasting it, then maybe go and do the thing you've been putting off instead of watching one more video about it, starting with closing this one. Because wasting your life, like everything else on this channel, is just a pain in the ass.